Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So today we're going to learn how to cut and sew a collar. As you can see it right here, you can see how fine it's looking. We're going to learn how to cut and sew it. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. So cutting the collar, the small part of the collar, we're going to cut it to be 1¼ inch. 1¼ inch, and the big collar we're going to cut it to be 2½. It's 2½ inches before we shape it. And also considering the neck of this customer, he has a neck of 18½. Has a neck of 18, so we are going to use almost 20, that is about 19¾ for the small collar. And we're going to mark 2 inches to curve it at the extreme end. You just watch and see how I am going to curve it, and we'll mark 1 inch on the big collar. That is also to help us with the shaping of the collar. Mark it both sides of the collar. So the next thing we are going to do right now will be to curve our collar correctly the way it should be. So I'm going to curve it. This collar, you can actually choose to make it straight, like not curved. You can still choose to make it curve. It depends on the particular style you want. Even the big collar, the shaping of it, you can choose to give it a straight cut or a slant cut. It's a choice. It depends on what you want to do. But for this collar, I'm giving it a straight cut. I'm not giving it a slant cut. I prefer it this way for this shirt. It's a choice. Like I said, you can choose to make yours curved. The next one I'm going to do is we're going to curve the big collar. The big collar is tiny at the edges, and it's curved. It's shorter in the middle. It curves in. It curves in, and you need to be careful to give it a very good curve and make sure that at the center it is blended. It's not a sharp V. No, it's not supposed to be a sharp V. It's supposed to be blended. So you blend it. You don't allow it to be sharp. It will give you a good effect. So the down part, we're going to slant it a little to give it a nice shape. You don't allow it to be looking straight. You slant it and give it a nice shape. That's just a 1/4 inch, slanting from the beginning point, just a 1/4 inch. So you can now go straight into cutting out the collar. At this point, you are very careful not to scatter the shape of the collar. Not to injure the collar while you are removing it out. You need to be very, very careful. So we are going to carefully cut our collar out. Like I said, you try to give it that V shape at the big collar. Very important. The curved shape rather, not V. The curved shape. So we'll now fold it into 2 to be sure that both ends are looking the same, to be sure that both ends have the same shape. If you cut them separately, you might discover that the shape is a little bit different. Just a little bit. It can still be equal exactly. Just like you can see, even this one is equal, but for you to have a more accurate work, it's better you fold it into two like this, and you cut it out so that both edges of the collar are carrying the same shape, and you are sure about that. You are not just guessing, so you carefully trim it out. This is something you do carefully. You don't allow your hand to shake, and you don't allow the collar to shake either. So now that we're convinced, we can easily, simply, gradually cut it out. Yeah. So we can see our collar is looking the same. It's looking the same. So the next thing I'm going to do, we are going to divide the collar, separate the big one from the small one. You can actually fix it one way. That's another method of fixing collar, but that's not what we're learning today. I think some other time we'll learn that method of fixing it one way, such that you don't have to separate it like this. You just carry it the way it was together, you gum and you fix. That's also nice. It's actually there's no much difference anyway, but it's a choice. There's not much difference. The next thing for us to do now is to gum our collar to our fabric. Yep. And when gumming collar gum, you ensure that the iron is very hot, so that the gum gums very well. If it doesn't gum well, it can easily, remove. So you ensure that you heat your iron very well, with enough heat, and you gum it. You can see how I'm doing. Even gumming, we need to learn. Because if we don't gum it well, by the time you wash this clothes 1 or 2 times, it will, and then it will open, and you ensure that you gum on the bad side. Gum on the bad side, don't gum on the good side. So we'll gum the big one as well. So if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. You can as well do where to share my video. You can as well do where to share. That will be very, very interesting. I'll be happy. And please give me a thumb up if you like this video, if it's making sense. And please don't forget to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I will not be happy. So please subscribe. So after we are done with gumming, we will carefully cut it out so that we'll go join it, and we are done with our collar. And the next thing we'll do is to quickly fix it to our shirt. and we are done. Yeah, so we're going to cut the second part of the collar, the inner part, that we're going to use to turn this very one. So we'll just do that for both the small and the big collar. We'll cut the inner part of it to turn it with. I hope I'm a good teacher. If I'm a good teacher, please tell me. Just tell me in the comment section if I'm doing well or not. If I need to improve, still tell me, because I'm here for you. I'm here to teach. If I'm teaching and you're not understanding, then work done is equals to 0. Yeah, so we're done with cutting our small collar turn over. I'll just go to the machine right now and we'll see how we can join it. But first of all, we'll need to gum this part to press it. That is the inner part of the collar. So initially you press it like this before you go into sewing. That's the down part. If you see, that was the part where we removed a 1/4 inch to slant it. If you remember, we measured 2 inches and then we removed a 1/4 inch to slant. That is the part we are folding our fabric on. Yep. So after we are done with folding, we can now go to the machine and quickly, sharply, without wasting time, sew our collar, and we are good to go. So we're going to sew on the edges. I'm going to sew on the edges of the collar. When sewing, please don't sew on the collar gum, sew on the edges. So now that we are done with sewing, the next thing for us to do is to fold out our collar to turn it over. Yeah, so you see, I easily turn my collar without having to chook my scissors in the collar. So I'm going to turn the second one as well, so you see how I did that. You simply fold the allowance, you arrange the allowance properly, fold it properly, and then turn your collar in out. Once you do that, you won't have need to be choking in scissors or whatever, or putting thread to pull it out, but it will take shape. So you see how I've easily turned it out. It's as simple as that. So So you make sure you press it properly. So that to make it flat before attaching it to your. So the next thing for us to do is to locate the center of the small collar, because we'll start with sewing joining the small collar to the big one. So we'll locate the center of the small collar and also the turning of the small collar. Will make a notch at the center of it, and then this big collar will just sew it and hold it together. Yes. So when we are done sewing it, holding it together, we can now as well locate the center and make a notch there. You are doing this so that you will know the center point, so that you get the center point of the collar, because that is where you're going to align your measurement. You're going to align what you are sewing. So you join the small collar. Look at where I'm joining it. Just pay close attention. You join the small collar to the big one. That is the good side. Facing the good side of the big collar as well. So just watch carefully and follow as I'm doing. If you are lost, you can just rewind back a little and look at it, because it's very important. This is how to sew the collar itself before attaching to the shirt. Yes, very important. And you just sew a line. So first line on the collar, just sew it. If you turn the collar of shirts inside, you discover that there are two lines. So the first one is usually sewn like this before the second one, which is the last and final stitch. So after that, we will now sew our collar so that we'll turn it and join it to our shirt. So quickly, let's try and finish this up. When you are sewing, please be careful. Don't sew on the gum of the small collar, please. The gum of the small collar, don't sew on it. Sew beside it. It's very important. Sew beside it. Don't sew on the gum of the small collar. Even though you are sewing on the gum of the big collar, don't sew on that of the small collar. The small collar, sew by the side. Don't sew on it. So we are done with one side of it. We now make notch. That notch is so as to give a very, very smooth turning way, because it's a curved edge. So the notching is to give you a smooth turning when you turn it. We sew the second side now. It's quite simple making a collar. And there is this new style of cufflinks. I want to drop a video on that as well. So please just stay tuned to the channel. Keep watching, and please subscribe if you are yet to subscribe, because I have a lot of packages for you. Yeah. Still make a notch, very important. So we'll turn it out and we will, you see, turn it out. You see how curved it's looking. Same way with this other edge, very curved, looking fine. So we'll give it a line, just not beginning from the end point, beginning somewhere inside to flatten it and give it that nice shape. Yeah, so we can now trim off the allowance a bit, the excess allowance. This allowance, I normally don't allow it to be more than the allowance I'm trimming and leaving there. I don't allow it to go up to half an inch. I normally use like 0.3, yes, 0.3 inches. I don't usually use up to half. It's not supposed to be big. Yes, just what you can sew, that's all. Just allowance to aid you sew, that's all. So I leave it a maximum of 0.3. You can use half inch if you want, but I don't think too much allowance here is okay, it's allowed. Just use a 0.3 inch allowance, that's super okay. You can see our collar all looking fine. And so now we're going to sew, but before we join our collar to our shirt, we need to mark the center of the collar. And the center of the collar, you need to mark the center of this neck as well. The center of this neck, we have to fold the neck into two so as to locate the center. So yeah, this is the center of the neck, that's the center. Also on the collar, yes, we'll locate the center as well. Yep. So we're going to join it from center to center. Yes, we'll start joining from the center to the other side. So we'll join it from that center point to the extreme end. We join it from center to one end, and then from center, from the other end to the center. We do that so as to get the collar at the center of the shirt. So just watch carefully how I'm sewing. You see the length of my collar and the neck of the shirt. You see it's the same. No one is longer than the other. Can you see that? because I measured it. So you have to measure and be careful, and then be sure that what you measured is correct, so as to have an accurate result. I hope you can see. It is quite simple, it's not difficult. Just so from the other end, we're not going to start from the center again. We'll actually start from the end of the shirt. And in case you didn't see very well how I did the other one, you can see this is how I did it, the other edge. It's as simple as that. And we'll sew all the way to the center. Yep, so we're done with that line. The next thing we're going to do is to finally, you see, fold that allowance into the neck collar, close it, and match it, and we're done. See how neat it is looking. Fold the allowance neatly into the collar and close it. Just make sure you push it well, let it enter very well. So you see where I'm starting to sew. I'm starting there so that when we finish, our finishing point will be inside and soon be outside where it will show. So we're going to start from there. Make it a notch. Make a knot. Make sure you stitch properly. And make sure the allowance is folded, pushed into the neck very well. Don't allow it to show even a little. Remember, I showed you how to fix it in, so please, that's what we are doing. And make sure you cut out all threads. Don't allow thread to be shown on your work. Always ensure that your work is neatly done, please. It's very important. Very, very important. Now we're going to sew it, and this will probably be the end of our class for today. And make sure you arrange the dress under properly. Let it not be squeezing. Yes, make sure what you are sewing is very, very straight and is flat. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned, and I hope on your own now you can be able to easily, cut and sew a collar. It's quite simple. So the difference between the small collar and the big one is just about 2 inches. Yeah. So you see, we're almost there, and we are done sewing our collar. You can see how simple this is. You see, if anybody tells you that making a collar is difficult, just prove the person wrong, because it's quite simple. You can see the collar of our shirt looking very, very standard and stand out. You can see how clean, even though we've not pressed it, we've not ironed it. You can see how clean it's looking. Please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. If you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. As you can see, our shirt is looking so powerfully finished. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.